Hi, welcome back to another lesson. What you've just heard is basically a bunch of harmonies that are based on a very simple but powerful concept called polychordism. And poly means many, and chords are, well, you know what chords are, just basically a bunch of notes. And polychordism means playing two chords or more simultaneously. So what this gives you is a new way of thinking of old concepts as well as coming up with new ones. And let me explain what I mean. Let's look at say the C11 chord. So this is my basic C chord, a C, an E, and a G, and a seventh would be this. This is a dominant seventh, and this would be the ninth, and this would be the 11th. So C, E, G, B flat, D, and F. Now, if you look at it closely, you'll see that actually my left hand is playing the C chord, and my right hand plays the 7th, 9th, and 11th. Now, if you've been practicing your triads, you'd actually recognize that the right hand is playing a B flat major chord. So instead of thinking of this as a C 11th chord, you can actually think of it as a C chord plus a B flat major chord. And this is the essence of polychordism. I'm playing two chords here together, and they sound proportional, they sound harmonic, of course in the proper context. So when you start thinking of chords and of actually playing two chords together, you can come up with lots of interesting ideas. For example, let's go back to what I've played at the beginning of this lesson. So here is a G major ninth, and this is a doubling of the D, which is the fifth. Now you can think of it, instead of a G major 9, as a G. This is the G in the root form, and a D in the right hand. So once again, this is a polychord. This might be thought of as an A flat 7th. These two are simply doublings of these two. A flat major 7th, but you can also think of it as A flat major combined with a C minor in the right hand. And here is another interesting sound that can be had by combining F sharp major in the left hand, and this is an A flat major. This is the third inversion of it. Now I'm just doing the same thing a semitone down, F and G. And once again, another interesting sound. This is similar to the initial chord we had, which is a D major 9. This can be thought of as either an E flat major 9 or an E flat in the left hand and a B flat in the right hand. These concepts work equally well with minor chords. Here's a D minor 11th chord. So it's D, F, A, C, E, and G. This is the 11th, 9th, 7th, 5th, 3rd, and root. And looking closely at it, you can see that the left hand plays a D minor chord and the right hand plays a C chord, C major. Now, what's the point of looking at things in this way? Well, the interesting thing is that once you think of a D minor 11th as a D minor plus a C, you can, for example, think of taking inversions of the C to get a different sound. So instead of playing this, you can play this. And maybe instead of playing this D minor in the left hand, you could open it up. You can take this F up here, and the C play some inversion of the C with the right hand and get this sound. So you've come up with this interesting voicing for D minor 11th, which is perhaps more interesting than this blocky voicing, simply by thinking in terms of two chords. Okay, so having seen this new concept, you might be asking, how would I know which chords to play together? I mean, just taking these two, an F sharp and a G, doesn't really produce a very pleasing result, although opinions might differ. Now, there are really no rules. You can try to reason, try to justify some of your choices based on scientific principles of dissonance and consonance, but the truth is that really there are no rules. What I'd like to do now is simply give you a few ideas. So first of all, when you have a minor chord, try playing along with it the major chord that is 1.5 semitones above it. So for example, for A minor, take A, 1, 2, 3, you get a C. So for an A minor, you'd play a C major. This is really an A minor 7th. Another idea is when you're playing a major chord, try playing another major chord which is a 5th above it. So a 5th is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 semitones. So for a C it would be a G. And for a B flat it would be an F. For an E flat it would be a B flat. So this is a B flat, I'm inverting it. This is the root form, this is an inversion. And of course you need to play around with the inversions to get to explore the possibilities of finding voices. Another interesting choice is when playing a major chord, playing a different major chord which is exactly one whole step above it. So for a C, that would be a D. Now, I'm going to play a C7 actually. This might work well for modern-like sounds, these sort of things. Maybe you're trying to imitate, I don't know, Ravel or something. So these two first chords I've played, this is a C7th over and a D, this is a C7 and a D played simultaneously. This is just an F major 7th. Once again, this is a B flat 7 and a C. So I'm just playing exact same thing I've played in the beginning, but transposed one step down. And the rest is, well, not related. So I hope these few ideas have given you a lead start on polychordism. It's really an interesting concept that's worth exploring and thinking about as you construct harmonies for your song. That's it. See you next time.